Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a place where love doesn't fade with time. It grows stronger. Introducing Timeless, Together, the YouTube channel dedicated to couples who have discovered that the real love story begins after the honeymoon, after the kids, and after decades of life together. Your hosts, Arnold and Bernice, have shared a lifetime of laughter, lessons, and unwavering commitment. And now, they're opening their hearts and their home to couples who know that marriage isn't just about the early chapters. It's about writing a beautiful ending together. Each episode will bring warm conversations, timeless relationship wisdom, heartfelt stories, and a few good laughs along the way. So, whether you've been married 25 years, 40 years, or even longer, this is your place to celebrate the journey of lasting love. In this week's episode, Arnold and Bernice is discussing what it looks like when a couple fall in like. Again, we invite you to sit back, hold your sweetheart's hand, and join them as they remind us that the greatest love stories aren't the ones that start perfectly. They're the ones that last forever. Welcome to Timeless, Together.
When did you fell back in like with me? I mean, not love me, like me for a person, as a friend. When did you start back liking me again?
Oh. You ask some tough questions, don't you?
It's not.
Wow.
It's easy.
You know what? I remember exactly when. It might surprise you though.
You're not gonna tell me? Oh my goodness! Come on now. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I just want to say, actually, there was a season that I loved you more than I liked you. Some folks probably difficult for them to say that, but I'm just saying.
Well, okay. Well, anyhow, hopefully you'll be able to answer the question sometime soon, I hope. But, that is exactly what we are talking about today. And we want to welcome you guys back to Timeless Together. We are so glad that you're here. We are Arnold and Bernice. And if you are viewing for the first time, we thank you for taking the time to be with us. We are a couple who decided to pursue marriage ministry for seniors because, babe, we believe that the senior year marriage are the best. There are other seasons are good, but right now, because we're in this season, we are having a blast, and we want to encourage other senior marriages, let them know that this is the best years. You just got to know what to do with it.
That's it.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So, hey, and this week, you're tuning into a good session. You probably heard the initial question that Bernice just asked, But we're going to be discussing how to fall in like, not love, how to fall in like again. Because listen, loving someone is a little bit different from liking.
How is that different?
Well, because for love, you can kind of like endure. You can kind of like, push through. But liking, it takes a certain characteristic to really like a person, and senior marriages is one of those juncture that you reach that you might have loved all these years, but as time go on, something happened, okay? And now you have to develop a new way of liking all over again.
Oh, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So, but then eventually, we got to a place where we noticed, we started noticing that there was a shift, and not understanding what was actually going on. But today, that's when we're going to share our story.
Yeah.
But if you are married and you are at the place where you feel like you are in a partnership more than a loving, warm,
Wow.
let's see some other
Partnership.
adjective,
Okay.
relationship, marriage, put it that way.
Sure.
And you feel that the spark, even though the spark has actually gone out, but don't be dismayed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You are at the right place at the right time, because what we're going to show you guys that falling in like again is possible, because we are living proof.
Yeah. So with that being said, then let's go back to the question that you asked me at the beginning.
Yeah. Let's talk about that
What
question.
was that question again?
He wants another question.
Yeah, what was that
Oh
question?
my goodness. When did you fall in like with me again? Where you really wanted to be around me. Because I remember when we were younger, and also being stationed in Germany, we used to spend hours talking, sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and 5 o'clock you had to get up and go do PT, but it was nothing. It was no big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And it was no big deal, guys,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
Because we were able to get right back in the swing of things at
Sure.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we spend those time sharing. We weren't talking about other people. It was like better than dating.
Wow.
Yeah, I can look at it like that. And it seemed we just had a bond. And believe it or not, I used to be so anxious for him to come home. Don't tell him this stuff.
Yeah, don't tell me that.
This is my secret, okay?
Yeah.
And many times I just look out the window like, he should be here by now. He should be by now. And then when he calls, I have to work late. I'm like, oh my goodness. So it was just that bond that we had, that we always wanted to spend time with each other.
Yeah.
But then, gradually over a process, it seemed like it started fading. It was like that in Germany, but when we came back stateside, it started fading.
Okay.
And the likeness, you want to be with me, it seemed like he just didn't want to,
Okay. Yeah, I remember that time distinctively. I remember, like you said, that those late night, early mornings, we were up and just sharing, and those were great, and I remember it. And I do remember when it started waning too. And it wasn't the fact that I didn't love you anymore. It was just the fact that, I don't know, maybe we kind of outgrew each other.
How we outgrew each other?
I don't know. Again, remember that Germany, we were isolated. We had that time that there was no distraction.
Yeah.
There was no, family per se around us, and of course, the acquaintances that we have, they were not heavily engaged in our lives. So it was just the two of us,
Besides the kids.
Besides the kids, but we were dedicated to spending that time together. And again, it wasn't the fact that I didn't love you that this shifted. It's just the fact that we kind of find some space to do our own thing. And I think that took place, though, when we left Germany.
Yes, it did.
And we got back into the space of being among families and friends.
In the States.
Yes.
Familiar with things that we didn't have when we were over there.
Yes. So I would say that took us back into another realm. But I remember, though, when the shift took place again, when I began to, as you said, like you again. It was then during that period when we began to start growing closer to God. And we began to start, seeking ways to grow in our spiritual walk. And I began to see you out of a whole different eyes. I began to see you as more than just, as you say, a co-partner. We became almost like friends again.
Oh, okay.
Because we were focusing on the same thing spiritually. So my liking you again began to show itself, And I remember one time, I guess you remember this time, one weekend when we decided at a whim that we was going to take a trip.
Yeah, we needed it. We needed that trip. We really
took
did.
a trip, and we went to the North Atlantic beach. And there was almost like a, coming to ourselves moment at that point.
Yeah.
Because we realized that there were, something happening in our do I like you type relationship.
We didn't like each other.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Right.
We didn't.
But that trip proved something that, we were able to sit and bring it in the opening.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. And your feeling was, mirroring my feelings. And we said, we have to do something about that.
Yeah. After we cut through all the hedges and the highways and all the pitfalls and stuff, we come to terms to understand, and you guys, maybe at that point where you just don't know what's going on. You just don't like each other. You love each other, but you just don't like each other. But like how, what we did, we actually had to come to a place where we move away from distraction again.
Yes.
When we just
that was
us,
the key, the
okay?
distraction, yeah.
And sitting there and had to actually face what was going on, that our marriage was actually struggling.
Yes.
And what we could not depend on other people to fix our marriage. We had to
couldn't.
make that intentional decision that something needs to be done.
Sure.
So there was a lot of honesty. We had to be honest with each other, the way how we really
That's-
feel, and bring a lot of stuff was brought out to
Right.
the surface.
Yeah.
You
Like
know?
I said, it was definitely one of those moments because I think we spent, my God, almost 5 hours
Yeah,
just digging in.
talking, right?
and,
Yes.
and begin to, agree, voice our grievance on what was happening in the relationship, because we loved each other, because that was a part of who we are,
Right.
were, and then because you at the time was a believer and I was a believer, so we were commanded to do that. To
Yes.
but the liking part, and I couldn't understand, what brought that division far as, I'm just not liking. Do you know what brought that to being? Why you just didn't like me anymore versus,
Well, I guess when I look back at that time, and I had to compare how the mindset I had back in Germany versus stateside. Okay, Germany, you were all that I had, which I'm not in a bad way.
Right.
But when I got back stateside, I was so excited. Okay, I could pick up the phone anytime I want to, call my friends, my family, and then the television and all the things that we were no longer exposed to.
Right.
It was like a child going into a toy factory and say, just get what you want. And I remember I had to spend countless hours on the phone, you remember, on Sundays. My Sundays were my time when I would spend hours and hours on the phone with my family. And during the weekdays, you would spend hours on the phone with your family, not understanding what we were actually doing. All that time was like a slow erosion, I think, was causing us to be pulled apart.
Okay.
But we thought that we had together because we were still loving each
Loving
other.
Okay. Okay. So that was almost like again, one of those drifts that you can't say, okay, boom, this is how it happened, this
Yeah.
is when it happened, because it was over a period of time. But the distraction, I would say, was the key ingredient that perhaps brought this. Wasn't a hatred, but it was
No.
was just like, hey, you're not number one, you're not paramount in my
Yeah.
life, or say I need to have you like I had you in my life in Germany.
Yeah, because
You know,
I saw you more of you were like intrusive.
Mm.
When I wanted my time, my family wanted my space,
Mm.
and then you wanted to come in, it was like, no, no, you're intruding on something that that you weren't included anymore.
Okay.
You and likewise, because that's the way how you treated me, and but did not understand what was actually taking place in our marriage at that time. The results of it.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
yeah.
Well, just like you posed the question to me on the onset, then I need to bring this question to you. So when was it that you start falling in love with me? No, I'm sorry, falling in like with me again. Do you remember that moment? How did that play out for you in that time?
Oh, it was difficult. Very, very, very difficult. Oh my goodness. Well, you had to ask me this question.
Well, again,
Well,
because our
everybody's
audience wants to
viewing
know,
this.
how can we? What the question was, that the topic was,
But
falling in
actually-
like again.
Well, I said, baby, how you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how
Because
you-
again, because there's our audience is probably saying, you know what, maybe not just one was facing that issue, but maybe both were dealing with that issue. You know what? Hey man, how can I fall in like again with her? And she's thinking in the back of her mind, wow, I need to examine that same question. How did I fall in like again with him?
I guess when I first had to realize that what I was doing, that I no longer was actually adding to the relationship. Okay, that I was putting more effort in external relationship than internal relationship.
Okay. Okay.
And then when I started really evaluating myself and things what I used to do, and then I just started making like little shifts.
Okay.
And by me making a little shift, I started seeing I started feeling a connection with you, even though I was not looking for how you respond.
Right.
Because I knew that I need to feel something. I need to get back that which I felt was lost. Okay. And that's how gradually, eventually, kept doing little things, and then I was like, you know what, babe? I guess this guy's not bad after all. I guess I like him.
Yeah, yeah. The word you used, and I think you're saying that we have to be intentional when it comes back to liking our spouses all over again.
Yeah.
And I guess what kind of drives us back to that, because remember we remembered how it was when we did have that both love and like for the spouse.
Yeah.
And when that's taking place, it does something for your life. Okay, it brings such a peace and such a joy for your life, and the relationship benefit from it enormously.
Yeah.
Because if there is just a love and not a like, there's an imbalance.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so I'm just at that time we were just kind of tolerating one another. All right, but in fact, if anything would fall apart with the love, then there would be no relationship.
It was no
at all.
really no, because we didn't like it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the process, it didn't happen overnight, because even when it comes down to when you talk about the trip, what it just did, it didn't repair anything instantly. It didn't.
Right.
All it just did was just open up. It just revealed to us where the crack was in our relationship,
Yes,
and to remind us that we had to start doing something to put it back together. So it was like you said, it was a slow, intentional process of us making that, those decree that we are going to do something about it, and eventually, slow and steady, we were able to put some, foundation back in our marriage,
Yes, yes, yes.
like that. Yeah.
How did you feel when you sensed that this thing was coming back together for you? I explained that there's a peace and a joy and a jubilation you sense because you've seen it, you experienced it before, and then boom, something happened and it went away, and now all of a sudden it's back. So now, how did you feel when you begin to notice that? Wow, as you said, you wasn't looking for a response from me, but within you were sensing something. So how did you feel? Was it something that causes you to say, you know what, this is what I want, and I want more of it?
I guess in a way it was. And I guess I was looking at, it wasn't so much of the jubilancy of it, it was the fact of the learning point.
Okay.
That how, we could, as married couples, how we can get so caught up in a situation and not watch and see how things can come in, which could be, distraction, but there were good distractions, because talking to my family,
Sure.
spending time with our family, that was nothing bad.
Right.
But in a way, it eventually, if we did not, I felt that if that stress, because our marriage was there was a lot of pressure in North Carolina on us. And I think if we didn't have got all that pressure, the pressure drove us to spontaneously, Mrs. Spontaneous, we did. I called him on his job, and I think it was a Thursday.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, no, we got to do something about this. We're going to have to go away this weekend. We're going to have to find someone to watch the boys, like that. And like I said, we packed our bags and we went, like that. But it was joyful to know that it was coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. But I still feel that it still didn't come all the way complete like how we had in Germany, because we're not going all in the details, but
Yes,
it got better.
Yes,
It got better, a whole lot better.
All right. So being intentional about this change of moving from the unlike to liking again, all right, it's a process. In other words, it's not going to happen with one spontaneous incident, all right, but over a period of time, it will begin to morph into something even greater, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. So you might be listening to us right now, and you might be in that very same situation. You say, hey, you know what? I love my spouse. But I'm not sure that I like my spouse. All right. And don't feel bad about this, because again, look at it, all right, from your perspective right now. All right. And for us, it was, we were isolated. We were in a foreign country, in other words, where we began to spend this great deal of time together. It was just the two of us, where we would be able to just share and love on each other. All right? And then, boom, the shift changed. We find ourselves back in America around family members and friends. And guess what? Somehow we lost focus on each other.
Yeah.
And we were thinking that, guess what? Well, you know what? We're good. We already built this. We're good. So now we can walk away from it and focus our attention on something else or someone else. All right? But that's the danger.
Yeah.
That is the danger, because we can never take for granted our spouses, thinking that, guess what?
Our relationship,
the relationship will always be intact.
Yeah.
You have to guard that with all your heart and all your mind and all your determination. Say, you know what? We're in this thing until what? Death. Do us part. So why live in a situation that the relationship may be stagnant,
it's rocky,
rotting away?
You're
basically.
hating seeing each other. You're debating, do I want to go home?
Yes.
Or I want to take the next detour, but you realize, I do have to go home because I have no place else to stay.
Yeah. So we tasted that. We tasted that period of, I don't think I like her anymore. I don't think I like him anymore.
Yeah.
And that is a period that is dark.
Yeah.
because everything that you've invested prior to that, it's almost like you take it and you just throw it away.
Yeah.
All right. And it's very devastating. So listen, we know how it feels like. So if you're in that situation right now, all right, don't feel like this is something strange. All right. We want you guys to know that you can recover from this because you're looking at two living witnesses right now. We were able to recover from this, but we were intentional. All right.
Yeah.
We were intentional, and as I shared on the onset, ours came through our spiritual hunger and desire to walk closer to our Creator. And when we begin to focus on that even greater, our our love and our likeness from one another began to grow even stronger. All right?
Yeah.
So we just want to share that with you. We don't know where you are right now, all right? But we do know this: there's an answer to your situation. There's an answer to your situation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And we have little tips that, not the tips we won't give, like the steps. Some of the steps that we did that we want you guys to know that what we did to help us during this period in our lives, in our life, okay? Just like, it's nothing to be ashamed of,
All right.
because you can say, well, after all these years of being together, I mean, we should be closer, but not necessarily so. It's like building. If you're not building, if you're not investing in your marriage, if you're not, just like if you're not investing in yourself,
Right.
you'll see eventually start deteriorating.
It will.
So
Yes,
you can disregard the shame
Yes,
because
by all means, by all means.
and it's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with you nor your marriage.
Yep.
Okay,
No, yeah.
it's a sign that you guys are human,
Yes.
and that is the season that you're going through. But you have to understand that this is the most wonderful season of your marriage. It
Yes, it
can
is.
be.
Yes,
It can be the most wonderful season of your marriage.
Sure it is.
But there are some things that you, and not just you guys, we
Yeah.
have to work out to
We.
continue in order for it to be that those blessed seasons of our marriage.
Sure, sure
okay?
it is.
So
Yes,
that's the first thing. Disregard the shame. Don't
By
be
all means.
ashamed about it.
That's
Okay,
it.
so babe, what's the second?
Well, the second thing is, again, get curious about your spouse. All right, some things that you missed over the years. You might have missed over the years, things that you may not know about her. All right, so therefore you have to start asking some questions of things that you don't know about her, and seek some honest answer. You know what I'm saying? And then, by all means, begin to think of things that will make this relationship the way you had it before. You remember when we talked about the period where you truly loved and liked her, or the period that you truly loved and liked him? Begin to dream that again, all right?
Right,
And
yeah.
begin to take steps and the measures. You know what took you there from the very beginning, all right? So begin to walk that back and begin to do those very same things all over again, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And notice, just start paying attention to your spouse. I started noticing the little things that he did, the ways how he laughed at his own jokes.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also the way how, when you're trying to figure something out and you're just sitting there like, and I'm like, it doesn't take a lot, but
Okay.
anyhow,
Okay.
But mostly, what I genuinely liked about, what I noticed about him after all these years of marriage, 46 years, 46 years of marriage, one thing he always did, regardless of how our relationship went or was going, if he gets up out of bed, if you got out of bed after me, you will always make the bed. He would never leave the bed unmade.
Must be the military in me, huh?
He always made the bed. That's
Yeah.
one thing I can say. And you didn't, leave your clothes all over the place and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
And so by me just noticing those things, just say, baby, I thank you, or not that you needed that, that what'd you say?
Encouragement.
Encouragement,
Yeah.
but in a way you did, because it's the fact of seeing how the little things that I overlooked,
Sure.
that I took for granted, because it's saying, oh well, hey, he's who he is, he's doing that, he's supposed to do it. But just take that, just notice your spouse and just look at that. It could just be one little thing.
Yeah.
The way how he smiles, or the way how she smiles, or the way how she does certain things,
Yeah.
So that's was something that we did also.
Yeah. And that's important. The little things. The little things are important. Yeah. And fourth, be patient. Be patient. Be patient with yourself, and be patient with your spouse. All right. Because falling in love again, I want you to understand that it's a journey. It's not a destination.
Falling in like again.
I'm sorry. I'm so in love, so I'm thinking on love, but falling in liking that spouse again. All right. I want you to know that you just be patient in the process, because it's nothing going to happen like this.
No.
All right. Because remember, it was an erosion, a slow process to find yourself not liking her or not liking him like you did before. So again, this is a journey. It's not a destination. So just you kind of like. You hold tight, and you move forward together with this thing.
And not only that, don't look for the other to respond, because I believe who recognizes it, and sometimes we as couple, and we know that we go there. Okay, if I do a little thing for you. And you don't respond the way I think you should respond, then I'm going to stop doing it,
Keep
okay?
doing it.
But we have to keep doing it. And because if it's something that you want, okay, building this relationship and keeping this relationship alive in our olden age, the blessed part of age, it takes a lot of energy and strength, because sometimes you realize that, babe, I'm too old for this.
I know.
Many times I'm like, no, I'm too old for this. I'm not going down.
Sure.
It's like the patient that you had when you were a little younger. And listen, mind you, it's no difference. It wasn't so much patient back then when you were younger. Okay. So the key thing is,
you were actually in love and you liked each other. That's why you did what you did.
What you did.
That's
but,
it.
Yeah. But when you get older, and I guess you're thinking, well, listen, after all these years, this guy should know.
You would think.
He should automatically know this, or say anything, or she should know, but not necessarily so, because like I say, we change.
We do.
change.
And we have to be aware of that change, and that's why I shared with you earlier. Begin to inquire with that spouse. If there's a question that I'm not clear about him, I'm not clear about her, ask the question. About I'm seeing something, but I'm not sure of it. Ask and get the honor. You may be surprised what some of the answers that you may receive. And guess what? It can change the whole dynamics of the relationship. And by all means, though, you have to give one another grace in this.
Yes.
And you made something. Matter of fact, I meant to comment on that, and because I used to often share this. In other words, don't try to measure the input of the other.
Right. Yeah.
In other words, looking for the response to be equally
Yes.
measured back to you. Right? My philosophy is this: do 100% more than what your spouse would do. When it comes down to loving, to giving, to liking, do 100% more, right? Because now what it's going to do, this in resent, I'm not looking for her to reciprocate this. But guess what? She's going to reciprocate it, because now she sensed something. Wow, he's doing all of this. I have to do something in return, all right?
It's
I
like
have to.
competition, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like, yeah,
Yeah.
I love like competition,
Right,
because
yeah.
I don't want her to do more for me than I'm doing for her. Because then I feel that I'm taking advantage of her.
Yes.
And ought to be the mindset. Yeah.
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 Yeah, but I mean, the difference that it made after we have, we figure out what was going on in our lives and made some adjustments, we can actually look and see that on the other side of it, when we came out of all of that, because it was like a storm, there was hurricane, tornadoes,
Saw it all.
tsunami,
Saw it all.
earthquake, and all those things. But when we came on the other side, it was something very beautiful.
It was well worth it.
Yeah.
It was well worth
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what you felt was on the other side when we came, how did you feel that our marriage was?
Okay. It definitely was a marriage that showed forth that we went through a lot, but it also had yielded so much of a blessing, that we were able to share this with others that are going through are going through what we went through. So that's how I saw that. Guess what? Even though when we was going through it, it wasn't wonderful.
No,
It didn't feel good.
It wasn't. No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when we came out and looked back and said, wow, and said, what we gained through all that process, and now what we're able to give, man, it felt great.
Really did, because I remember, as you were saying that, I remember when we had a couple that it wasn't funny to them, but it was funny to us, and they were like, they were like going at it, and we were sitting there and we were smiling because because we were like,
We recognize that.
we recognize exactly what you guys are going through right now, but don't worry about it. Hey, the solution is right there, and God allowed it to be so that they were able to work it out, and up to this time in their
still
marriage,
hanging in there.
they're still hanging in there,
Yep.
and still still going strong, and that's what what it is. That's what it's all about. And then what like I said, we laughed. We began to laugh more, and doing little things to surprise each other. And knowing that when you go to bed, I felt that when I went to bed, that the person lying next to me, is the person I get to share the rest of my life with. That within itself, and you probably say, well, how could, or I wouldn't experience that, but it can be done.
It can be done.
But it's a process,
Yes, it is.
and it's something that you have to want to do intentionally.
Yep.
We had to come to terms where we wanted our marriage to blossom.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was working. It was just not. It wasn't. It's like a plant.
Yep.
The plant is there. The plant is alive, but it was not blossoming.
Blossoming, that's the key.
It was just existing.
Yeah.
You see?
And some of you probably can relate to that. In
Yeah.
other words, you can see something is there, but it's not producing the fruit that it's supposed to be producing. In other words, just like I'm reminded of the parable when Jesus was walking and he saw the fig tree, and he saw it had all the attribute of a living fig tree ready to give him what he needed, which was food. He walked up on it, so the fig tree had leaves. Just like a relationship, it may have all the beauty, the aesthetics of what it's supposed to be, all right? But the fruit thereof was not there.
Yeah.
In other words, so now what we're doing now is what we're sharing is, hey, how can we get this fruit back
Right. Yeah.
on this relationship, and how we do that? All right, by the things we're discussing right now.
Yeah.
Because hey, we had a lot of barren trees, had leaves on it, had a lot of leaves.
And was leaning.
And and leaning.
And leaning, and the
leaning.
roots wasn't being
Yes.
exposed
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
through those storms and trials, we learned that with a little bit of nurturing, with a lot of fertilization, guess what? We were able to produce what was needed, and that is, I'm able to like again, she's able to like again. And the like and the love fell in love. And guess what? Here we are, 46 years later,
46 years later,
still moving on.
still moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not perfect,
Not perfect,
but better.
but better.
A whole lot better.
Yes. It's definitely a whole lot better. Yes, it is. So
You know,
listen,
And
so therefore, we're going to be talking about the tips right now. Or what do you want?
yes,
Yeah, let's
because
give some
I
tips.
think you would give them your weekly tip. You
Yeah,
guys gonna have to have that tip for this week. I believe what
Yeah.
these tips are doing,
Yeah.
it gives you something, just to put in your relationship to
sure.
build to work together.
Yes.
So now this week tip is, you got to fall in love. No, I'm sorry, you're in
Come
love
on.
already. You're in love already.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
okay.
yeah,
To fall in like again starts with being willing to surprise. Surprise the person who you already that you already love.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So we encourage you guys, okay, just to get away from the old routine,
The old.
of doing things,
Sure.
and just do something spontaneous.
Yeah.
Because when you do something spontaneous, you guys may rediscover that is something that you have that was there, that was dormant.
Yeah.
That's what it took for us.
That's what happened. It was
When
there all
that
along.
spontaneous thing, even though our faith, because when we made that spontaneous move
Yep. It ignited something.
to go out, okay, away from it,
Sure.
it opened our senses, and we look at each other and say, "What in
the
the
world?"
world happened to us?"
That's what it was.
And then when you say, "What in the world happened to us?" then you open yourself up for an answer.
Sure.
Because I didn't have the answer, you didn't have the answer. So we got the answer.
That's it.
And when the answer came, we couldn't deny it,
Good.
because if you give the answer,
Yep.
you would say because of you.
Uh-huh.
And if I give the answer, I was
because
going
of
to say because of him.
Yep.
But it was from a neutral source
Sure it
to
was.
say,
Yeah.
this
This
is the
was the
problem with
problem.
both of you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
so that's the tip. Do something spontaneous,
By all means, yeah.
that you might rediscover something that you've been missing for years.
Yeah. Did we give them a true understanding of what love is and what like is? Did we really share that?
Well, I was asking you that from the beginning, but see,
Ah.
you didn't really want to tell me
I
to
think I
answer
put
my
something in
question.
my notes
But
on
no,
that.
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
But you can
Yeah. See,
clarify that.
love is without like, all right, is endurance. I'm just putting up with you, all right. But love with like, love with genuine enjoyment and delight in the other person, man, that's where the magic comes. This is the kind of marriage we're talking about. This is the marriage we're sharing with you and hoping that you get. The one that has the genuine enjoyment and delight of the other person.
Like a friendship.
Oh my, go deep. It goes deep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we wanted to make sure we give that clarification because yeah, there's a lot of love, all right. But I'm just doing it because I'm just dealing with you. I'm just putting up with you.
Right.
But when the light comes into play, in other words, saying, man, this is genuine. I'm enjoying you.
Yes.
I'm delighting in you. I want to be with you. That's the difference.
That is the difference.
Yes,
That's the difference.
Yes.
Yes.
So listen, we need for you guys to just go ahead and drop a comment to us on this topic that we just discussed. Falling in
Like again.
you know. And listen, we understand that some of you may feel as though that it's impossible to make this thing change. But I want you to know, we want you to know, it is possible. It always requires your engagement. If you actively go after it, we can assure you the change will come.
Yeah.
The change will come.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comment, what do you think about this topic, and where are you in this situation? And give us one thing you genuinely love and appreciate about your spouse right now. Let us know what you really love and appreciate about
Right.
her or him. And because we want to just hear from you. We want to know what are you thinking and what's going on. And I think we ought to, write that down, and, because we need to always reflect on that, because this will be a valuable thing.
Right. Yeah.
And matter of fact, share it with that spouse. Share it with them.
Yes. You may be surprised.
Share it with them. Yeah.
You may be surprised.
By all
You know.
means.
You know,
Yeah.
like that, because
Yeah.
we all need that. Encouragement.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you guys so much for spending time with us.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This episode, it was revealing.
Very much.
Okay. And
much.
also it's very informative. Because it's a process that we had to go through.
Yes.
Okay? And also it touched our hearts at that time. It was something very painful. But now we can share that with you all to let you know that even though you may be going through that, but you can come out on the other side.
Sure you can.
Okay?
Sure you can.
And not only that, understand you're not alone. We are here with you all.
Absolutely.
Okay? That's what Time This Together is all about. Okay? That we will be able to walk this journey regardless of where you're at in your marriage together.
Yes.
Okay?
By all means.
And also remember that the two of you guys, you chose each other.
Yes. Yes.
You chose each other.
From the
There's a
very beginning.
purpose.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a purpose. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful relationship. All senior marriages are so beautiful.
Yes, it is.
And I've seen, and I remember, babe, when you go out and you see older couples. When you say older couples, they're walking so slow.
Yeah.
But they're holding each other's hand, and they're shopping for grocery, and they're so patient with each other, and they're like talking and
Sure.
sitting there, and that's the
Yes. That's,
when they have gotten to that place
That's
of
the fruit.
liking each other. When you see them that they're always together,
that's the fruit.
and you know one thing, it goes deeper. It goes so deep that you may be aware of, and you guys may know that also, that the couple, they have gotten to love and like so much that when one is getting ready to go home, sometimes the next one
Almost immediately.
don't stay long enough.
Almost immediately.
Because
That's-
why?
That's relationship.
They're actually joined. I believe they're actually have come to the place where the marriage vows and
Sure.
what God
They
has
have
joined together. They have actually become joined together. And then the key thing is, if he is gone,
She got to go too.
what else am I
There's
going to
nothing
stay
else
here
left
for?
for-
Because what
Yeah.
we're doing,
That's the true.
we are joined
That's the
together.
true fruit of a relationship.
Right, yeah.
And that's the way God has intended it
Yeah.
to be. And this is our desire, that your relationship like ours would be like that.
Mm-hmm.
That you're so knitted and close together. All right. That guess what? God would honor it in such a way, all right, that you could be a blessing to others. And I think we often share that Time This Together is the senior ministry, marriage ministry, is designed to be able to be that forerunner for the marriages that are coming behind us, the younger marriage that do not know how to go through these things that you're dealing with right now.
Right.
All right. So guess what? We've been blessed. We've been blessed to make it to this stage. So we have something to give back.
Right,
And
yes.
I don't think we're through yet.
No?
I think we got some
What
more
about
beauty.
next week?
Oh man.
Should we tell them what next week episode is going to be talking about, or should we just keep it?
Well, before you do that,
Personal.
because they might just kind of like say, "Whoa, wait a minute." But what we want you guys to do right now, though, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because there's going to be a wealth of information that we believe is going to be beneficial for you. So in so doing, go ahead and hit the alert bell, so you can always get alerted when there's a new episode about to be posted to the YouTube channel. And,
But what about next week? What you gonna
yeah,
give them
yeah,
next
yeah.
week?
Go
What are we
ahead.
gonna be talking about
Tell
next
them what
week?
we're going to be giving them next week. Go ahead, share with it. Yeah.
Next week is we're gonna be talking about our marriage is not a waiting room.
Wow.
And it's going to be a really important conversation
Yes,
that we cannot wait. We
Yes.
cannot wait
Yes,
to
yes.
have with you guys.
Yes.
And we want you all, you know, if you were encouraged by what we talk about today, you know, of course, share it.
By all means. Please,
Share it,
please
send it
this
to a
information.
couple who you may need to hear this,
Yes, yes.
and invite them in. We are inviting you guys on in because what we're doing now, we're moving a little bit more into
Deeper waters.
Yes.
now.
now.
Yeah.
There may be some subject matters where you say, oh, okay, we got to step a little slower, but the key thing is we want you guys to be a part of it. You
Yes.
know,
By all means.
like how you said, subscribe, you know, to the
Yes,
channel.
by all
But
means.
but next week, our marriage is not a waiting room.
Not waiting.
And if you
That's
know
great.
how a waiting room is in that ER, especially some can be very,
So, yeah, very much so. Very much so.
it can be so much.
So yes, so listen, we look forward to having you back with us on next week to sharing this subject matter. And remember that Timeless Together is here to build, to encourage, and to get you where you would desire to be in that marriage. That's what we're here for.
Right, yeah.
All right, and because here at Timeless Together, we believe that love, in fact,
Grows stronger
through
through the years. And of course, keep choosing each other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Listen, we enjoyed having you here today. And so until next time, be blessed. See you next time.
What happens in a marriage when all the children have left home and the career has ended? Now we need to learn each other after 46 years of marriage. I need to know who you are, and you need to know who I am. Can we have a honeymoon all over again? I still remember our first year.